Welcome to another episode of Chewing the Cud at Halton Farms. You join me, Leah Griffiths, for this introduction of an episode recorded just before my co-hosts Karen Halton and Farmer Tom left for a well-earned holiday. This episode is a short one that touches on a topic discussed at the end of episode 4, We Are Social Cows, and it will give you an insight into why and how it works. To give you a little bit of a background, in a recent post on our social media, we had a surprising find on the farm. This led to lots of our followers asking for updates. So let's get into it and find out why Karen said this.
Oh, that makes me cringe.
He's a phenomenon.
He is. He's the most cutest little thing.
Grab your glass of fresh milk. It's another episode of Chewing the Cud with Karen and Leah.
There's so much stuff that goes on the farm and on Halton Farms, and we share a lot of it on social media. So we've got We Are Social Cows, which I just love that. Matt O'Regan at South Cheshire Digital sorted that out for us. I just love it. We Are Social Cows. So that gives you all the places, all the social media channels that you can have a look at us. So Facebook, we've got at Halton Farms, we've got at Halton Farms Milk Shack as well. We've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, we've got MooTube, which is YouTube. And now we've got the podcast. So we've got so many things that you can view on. So quite often we'll post something and then we just don't think about it again. But then people come into the milk shack to get their milk, often say, oh, what happened to?
Yeah.
So today I'm going to ask you, I don't even want to say what this little creature is called because I hate this name for it. But we're going to do an update on
Bush baby.
Oh, that makes me cringe.
He's a phenomenon.
He is. He's the most cutest little thing. But Leah, for those people that didn't see anything on social media about him, who and I really wanted to change this name, and I knew it was going to stick when it happened, and I didn't get in there quick enough. What? Give us an update, or just tell us about Bush Baby. Who is Bush Baby?
So, little Bush Baby is named because he was found under a bush in a field with our in-calf heifers, and we don't know how long he was there, and we don't know, well, a dog walker found him under the bush.
Which sounds really bad.
Yeah,
like we don't know what we're doing. No, it sounds really incompetent, but we're not. So basically, his mum was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And she was out in the fields on maternity leave. And what we do is 3 weeks before they're due to calve, we bring them in from the field and they go into a massive straw yard where we can keep an eye on them all the time. They have cameras on the shed. So when we're in the house, or we can monitor them all the time to make sure if they're calving and they're okay. If they're calving, we just always let them get on with it unless there's a problem. That's the only time we'll intervene, but we just monitor them from afar. In this case, she decided to calve before she was due in. So basically he's premature. We think he's actually 4 weeks premature. So she literally calved the week before she was due to come in for her 3 weeks indoors before she had him. So she decided to just dump him under a hedge in a field.
In the pouring rain.
Yeah, in the pouring rain.
So someone walking their dogs found him and contacted, I think it was Pete. I don't know how, but they contacted Pete and went and found him, and he was absolutely drenched. And we don't know how long he was under their foot, but we brought him back, put him under a heat lamp. And we've had premature calves, haven't we, in the past that just don't, sounds so bad, but they just don't want to live, do they? They just don't have any kind of life in them. But little Bush Baby had a lot of life in him. So he was only 16 kilos, which we figured out, didn't we?
Yeah. So he wasn't, one of our spaniels, any of our spaniels, but especially Bert. So, Perfect Bert, my spaniel.
Not even more than that.
No. Yeah. Well, Bert's heavier than that.
Yeah.
Bert's 24 kilos, Bert is. And Bush Baby was 16. So he was 16 kilos. He's actually a beef calf. So he's an Aberdeen Angus. And he was smaller than Bert in size. So he was actually smaller than a Springer Spaniel.
He was tiny.
He's tiny. He's like a miniature calf.
And so normally we would give them around 10% of their body weight. So in colostrum, so the first milk. So he should have had 1.6 litres of colostrum, and he actually drank 3 litres. So he drank double what he needed
on his first feed. So he was one, and we do get them sometimes premature and they really do want to live. Like you said, we get the ones that don't. But when they do, they'll live. We do everything in our power, don't we, to make sure they do.
Yeah.
But they're just always so small. But we often find with that as well, they turn out to be right little characters.
He's a monkey.
Yeah, he is a little monkey.
Yeah, so we get him out of the pen and let him stretch his legs and run around when we're feeding, so morning and night. And he's been under his heat lamp, but we've got to try and wean him off the heat lamp, bless him. Because he can't be used to that forever. But we've kept on weighing him, and he weighed 8 kilos more after 10 days. So he put on 800 grams a day, which is like what our other calves would do.
Yeah.
And I guess normally with a premature calf, they wouldn't do that well, would they?
No, you'd think not. But I suppose the way he's drinking.
Yeah, he's drinking like.
And he is so cute and quirky, and he gets so much attention. So I think because he gets so much love and attention, I think that's got to help him grow as well, obviously. He's like, I need to live. Yeah, all these people love me. I need to live. Yeah. But people are saying, what will happen to Bush Baby? Because obviously Bush Baby is a beef calf at the end of the day. So he was bred to be reared to be used for beef. So normally he wouldn't stay with us. So at probably about 4 weeks old or so, a bit more, they go to a different farm. So they get bought and they go to be reared into the food chain. So this is the difficult bit, because we already have a pet paddock, which already has a premature calf called Desmond in it, who started life probably a bit worse off than Bush Baby, because when he was born early, he was a sick premature calf and ended up coming into the house for a few days on the heated floor in the conservatory. So he lived with the dogs in the conservatory on the heated floor and was looked after by the dogs for a few days. So Desmond now weighs probably, how many years on is Desmond? About 5 now. I think he's about 4.5 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a British blue beef bull. He actually now weighs just over a ton. So I think his food conversion rate was very good.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so he grew to full size and is now well over a ton of animal. But he is a pet. So, like I say, we've got 5 pets in the pet paddock, but I'm going to have to do a lot of persuading with Thomas. Well, basically, I'm just going to tell Thomas we're keeping him, and that's the end of it. So Bush Baby is going to stay. He will end up in the bush. Well, I can't. I just, on one condition, we change his blooming name. I can't, like, when we do Open Farm Sunday.
It needs to stay.
When we do Open Farm Sunday, I put all these signs up saying what the cow's called in the pet paddock and why they're in there and what their history is. I just can't bring myself to print one up with Bush Baby on it. And don't forget, in about 2 or 3 years, he'll be a ton in weight and we're calling him Bush Baby. But hey ho. Whatever sticks, it sticks. So yeah, so that's our little update. So what we'll do as we go in time, we'll try and think of the things we do on social media and what we cover, and then just do like a little 10-minute update, I suppose, to let everybody know. Yeah. But if there's any questions, don't forget, if you go on and you like us, share us, subscribe, then you have that option to ask us questions. Mm-hmm. So if there's anything, you want any updates on, just let us know, and then we'll do a quick little 10-minute podcast about an update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's Bush Baby.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Remember, you can follow Bush Baby's story on all of our social media channels. All the links are on the episode page. You'll also find lots of other clips, stories, and information about what we do. You can comment and message us through them, or you can email us at freshmilk@haltonfarms.com. We'll be back for another episode of Chewing the Cud at Halton Farms next week. So remember to like, share, and subscribe on your favourite podcast app. the Cud at Halton Farms has been brought to you by me, Leah Griffiths.
And me, Karen Halton.